New Muslims from America and Other Lands by Imtiaz Ahmad Madni, Chapter 1.4. Imam Siraj Wahaj, a bold American Muslim leader. The Muslim Student Association MSA used to be an umbrella organization for the Muslims residing in America and Canada. Imam Siraj Wahaj and I, Imtiaz Ahmad, had the privilege and honor to be the members of the Majlis-e Shura Advisory Council and the Executive Council of MSA. Over several years, many Muslim students became citizens of United States and made this country their future home. To serve the needs of these citizens, a new umbrella organization came into being. It was named Islamic Society of North America, or ISNA. We both were also members of the first Majlis-e Shura and Executive Council of ISNA. We had to meet often at ISNA headquarters in Indiana. Our meeting used to be very long and extremely tiring. There was rarely any chance to talk freely with each other. The agenda was a very long one. Only a few members had a chance to express their opinion on various issues. In this way, I felt a vacuum between these national Muslim leaders. Luckily, one day, Brother Siraj Wahaj and I got together during the brief lunch break from Executive Council meeting at ISNA headquarters in Indiana. I was curious to know how he accepted Islam. He narrated the story as follows. I used to be a member of the so-called Black Muslim movement, which was quite different from the traditional Muslim beliefs and practices. MSA held a summer training camp for community workers. I happened to attend this camp. The camp started with a recitation of the Holy Quran by one brother from Sudan. I did not know Arabic at all. This recitation from the Quran affected me deeply. I started crying as I heard the recitation. The more recitation I heard, the more tears gushed out of my eyes, flowing down my cheeks continuously and falling on my clothes. I did not understand a word of Arabic. I said to myself, whatever it is, it seems real. I therefore became a traditional Sunni Muslim. Alhamdulillah. Brother Siraj Wahaj learnt Arabic very diligently and mastered the recitation of Quran and Hadith in due course of time. Soon he became the Imam, the leader of prayers at Masjid al-Taqwa in New York, which he founded. His Friday address used to be very effective. Many men and women embraced Islam through him. The Muslim community around this masjid grew larger and larger. He surfaced as a Muslim leader of North American Muslims. I asked him how he viewed the activities of ISNA and other similar Muslim communities. He said loudly, most of you are very lazy and your output in most activities is minimal. For example, when I used to be in Black Muslim movement, I had to sell a big bundle of newspapers for my community. I used to stand on my feet for hours to ensure the sale of all the newspapers. Sometimes my legs used to tremble despite my youth. You guys talk too much and do very little. There was no more time left in our lunch break to ask more questions. His masjid is located in the inner part of New York City where drug trafficking was conducted day and night. The drug dealers were very rich and extremely dangerous. To eradicate drugs from this community was a very uphill and risky task. Dealers would kill anybody interfering in their activities. The drug business was thriving around Taqwa Masjid. Imam Siraj Wahaj did not like this. He obtained knowledge about these dealers from some of the new Muslims who used to wheel and deal with them in the past. Then he gathered a few hundred Muslims from his community and went to the drug leaders one by one. He said to them, "Go out of this community by tomorrow, or we will get rid of you all." Many said to him, "Why do you want to rob us? Why do you want to rob us of our daily living?" Imam Siraj Wahaj told them that there is no room for drugs in this Muslim community. Imam Siraj Wahaj repeated these visits of warning with his followers. The, with his followers, all of the drug dealers left the location next day. As a result, the vicinity of At-Taqwa Masjid became safe from the drug dealers for 5 miles radius around him. The American government was surprised because they could not succeed even after spending lot of money and applying different tactics using skillful manpower. Imam Siraj Wahaj was interviewed on national television for his remarkable achievement. The TV anchorman asked, "How and why did you do this?" Imam Siraj Wahaj replied, "Islam and drugs business cannot go together. I did not want to see the poor public ruined in the hands of these drug dealers. Sincerity of purpose and strong will helped to achieve the noble goal." Imam Siraj Wahaj is now working closely with the other Muslim communities in America and Canada. He is very successful in inspiring the youth and raising funds for Islamic schools and masajid. You usually see him with an open book of hadith or the Holy Quran in his hand, even in airport. He is highly respected internationally. During my last visit to Mecca from USA, I met a few American Muslims. I asked them, "Who else is here in Mecca?" They told me, "Imam Siraj Wahaj is here in Makkah Mukarramah. The local leaders of Haram Makkah are looking for him so that he can participate in the ceremony of changing the cover of Kaaba, the house of Allah." The last speech I heard of his was at the annual ISNA convention in Chicago. It was the time of American presidential campaign. It was in full swing. George Bush, Bill Clinton, and Ross Perot were throwing as much as dirt on each other as the law permitted. Muslims residing in America expected to gain some sense of direction concerning their voting in the forthcoming election. Any word from the local American Muslim leaders like Imam Siraj would have been highly valued. Imam Siraj Wahaj started his speech like this: "I was reading Quran last night. I was surprised to read about George Bush in it." "Yes, you heard me right. I read about George Bush in the Quran last night. In fact, I also read about Bill Clinton and Ross Perot too. All were mentioned in Quran in the same place. You may be wondering where it is. It is the second chapter of Quran. I even give you the exact verse." Then he recited the verse: "Summum bukmun umyun fahum la yarji'un." They are deaf, dumb, and blind. They will not return to the truth. He added, Their ears are not to uphold or too keen to hear the truth. Their tongues are not ready to uphold the truth and their eyes are not capable of seeing the truth, how can there be any hope for their leaning towards or reverting to the truth? Imam Siraj Wahaj has his own original style. There is a need for a book to be written about him. I hope somebody will do that one day, inshallah. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم.